Oh dear. Oh, they're not even looking. Oh, ooh, that's a bit weird. Oh, that's a bit blurry. Oh wow, that's out of focus. Oh, okay, that's different. Well, picking a photographer can be quite a tricky thing. So I'm going to give you 5 tips to help you pick a good photographer. Picking a wedding photographer can actually be quite difficult because it's a very personal thing. Each of us have different tastes, different preferences, and there are so many wedding photographers out there, each with their own style. Sometimes we can get confused. So let me give you 5 tips and a bonus tip on how to pick the best wedding photographer for you. So tip number 1, hire a professional. I meet so many couples at wedding fairs who say, oh, we're going to hire our uncle to be our wedding photographer. He's a really good landscape photographer. If someone you know has got a camera and is very good with the camera, that's great. But if they don't know how to speak and engage with people, then they're not going to be able to organize the group photographs and your couple's photographs in the best way. They're not going to know the best way to use their camera to capture the best shots when it comes to your couple photographs, or to be able to blend in with the background in the ceremony so that they get the shots but are not right there in the way. It's so important to hire a professional because they will know how to talk to people, how to work with people, how to engage and draw people in and draw out the best of people as well. Some of the things that I love to do is to chat to people to be able to help them feel relaxed, because being in front of the camera isn't quite a natural thing for all of us. It's such a sad thing when I hear couples who have got married who didn't hire a professional and just completely regret it. Tip number 2, always view a photographer's work. When you hire a photographer, you're able to see the quality of their work, because that is what you are going to be getting for your wedding photographs. Have a look at all of the weddings that they have done and check and see what style it is. Make sure that it's the style that you want. And if it's not, then maybe look at other photographers. There are so many good photographers out there. Make sure you understand that the work that they have done is what you want. Tip 3, make sure you meet your photographer before your wedding day. Photographers may be exceptionally good with a camera and get great photographs, but if you don't get on with them, then it can bring down the atmosphere and the mood of your wedding. We are going to be in your face the entire day. We're going to be there at every step of the way to make sure that we can capture all the shots. If you don't get on well with a photographer, that is going to show in your photographs. The last thing you want is on your wedding day for your photographer to be rude and grumpy to your guests. Or even worse, really arrogant and think that they own the whole day, that it's all about them. It's not, it's all about you. A good photographer will be able to engage with you and your guests to help you feel relaxed, let you enjoy the day so that they can get good photographs on your wedding day. My priority is to make sure that I not only capture good photographs, but that you are enjoying your wedding day and that your guests are enjoying it too. If these tips so far are being helpful in picking your wedding photographer, please do like this video. Now for tip number 4, know what you are getting. Make sure that you check through all of a photographer's packages and pricing levels. You need to know how long they're going to be with you, because some photographers work on a set hours basis, and the last thing you want is for them to go home at the end of their set hours, which is perfectly acceptable if that's what they've and you have agreed to, but you still haven't cut the cake. Some photographers like myself like to just stay until just after the first dance or even longer. Make sure you're aware of how many photographs you're getting. Not all photographers will give you every single photograph. They may give you just a small selection and then you have to buy extra. My packages come with all of the images within the package. Obviously, I take out the blurred and the duplicate ones. If you are unsure when you are speaking to a photographer, do not be afraid to ask them, what is in this package? What is included? What is not included? Do I have to pay extra for an album? Is that included? Make sure before you book that photographer that you know exactly what you are getting in that package. Okay, tip number 5, make sure you get a contract. Contracts are there to help both the photographer and the couples in case things go wrong. It also clarifies legally what it is that you are entitled to. So for instance, in my contracts, I like to explain what happens if there is a cancellation from yourself. Let's say, obviously with COVID-19, a lot of weddings have had to be postponed. So I explain within my contracts what will happen if that takes place, making sure that you know precisely what will happen. I like to explain what will happen if you just completely cancel a wedding. Contracts are there to give you the legal backing in case something goes wrong. What happens if perhaps I get ill and can't do your wedding? Contracts also explain about payments. Do you need to pay everything up front? Is there a payment plan that you can do? Make sure that you read through a contract so that you know what you are signing up to. Most of the time, it's for your benefit. And if a photographer doesn't have a contract, do ask them for one. It's important. It shows that they are professional and that they value their customers. A good photographer will always have an easy to understand contract, and they will allow you the time to read it and decide. And now for my bonus tip. Speak to people who have been married in the past maybe 5 to 8 years and ask them, who did you have for your wedding photography? Because they will either say, this guy wasn't particularly good, please avoid him or her. Or perhaps they might say, this person was absolutely wonderful. He was great with our guests. The photographs are amazing. Book them. That is one of the best ways to find your wedding photographer. And that's literally how I get most of my work. It is because of weddings that I've done. People perhaps have been at the weddings and said, oh, he's great. We would like him for our wedding. Now, I hope these tips have been helpful in finding your wedding photographer. I wish you all the very best for your wedding day and your planning. If you would like to check out my portfolio, check out this video, but also check out Facebook and Instagram in the description below, where you can see a wide range of my photographic style and what I can do for you. All the best in your wedding planning. If you've got any questions, please feel free to comment or just get in contact with me. We'll see you again soon. Take care.